Welcome back, everybody, to the ECC Division 4 playoffs. We just saw an absolute thriller of a match between Brutal Base and Ascension Helios, where the upset happened. Ascension Helios in Game 7 overtime managed to get the win, and they're through to the finals. It was absolute scenes and an incredible match. And now we're going to be advancing into our next game soon at TT Paradigm and a GC Pop. But before we get into it, I'd like to welcome newcaster Dennis here. You watched that last match actually, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it. What do you think of that last game there?
I mean, to be fair, I've seen much things happen in Rocket League, but that series was something special. I saw Ascension Helios going 2-0 down in games, but in the end, they still won it in 4-3, Game 7 overtime, and straight from the kickoff in the overtime, they won it. So yeah, good work by the Helios boys going into the Division 4 Players Finals. So a really good series to watch, especially being the underdogs against Brutal Base, going 7-0 in league play. It's definitely something special to beat them in Game 7 in the end here in the semifinals of the playoffs. So yeah, it was a really good series to see. But now we have another semi-final coming up, which will be TT Paradigm against the GC Pop. So, I mean, if we have a look at the standings, of course, it will be second place against third place. And TT Paradigm, they are in second, and the GC Pop are in third. And if I'm not mistaken, TT Paradigm beat the GC Pop in week 7 with 3-1. So they're, maybe a little bit better, but definitely it's hopefully it's gonna be such a good game, good series as the first one as well.
Yeah, indeed. As you mentioned, last time these two teams faced off, it was TT Paradigm and won 3-1. But you never know, it could be different this time around because, as I mentioned with the last game, right? Brutal Base beat Ascension Helios 3-0, and Ascension Helios ended up winning that match. So you never know. In this high-stakes situation, it could go either way. So I can't wait to see how it will go. I think we'll just head straight into predictions. The players are waiting very patiently, and I'm sure they want to get going. Dennis, I'll hand it over to you first. Who have you got to win this match?
I mean, as I said, TT Paradigm, they've done quite a good job this season so far, but of course, DGC Pop aren't bad either. They are in playoffs. They have made the third place. But I think I'm still going for TT Paradigm in this series. I think they still have a bit of the upper hand in this series, going here against DGC Pop. They have the better players. They have the better results in league play. I think, the GC Pop are the underdogs. We've just seen a really good underdog story from Ascension Helios going into the final, but I don't think that will happen here in this series. I'm going for TT Paradigm.
Okay, I'll have to agree with you actually. I'm going to go with TT Paradigm as well. I believe, yes, upsets can happen, but I think TT Paradigm will have this one in the bag. They are the stronger team here, not by a massive margin, mind you, but based on previous results, they should be winning this, and I don't think an upset is going to happen this time. I think the TT Paradigm will just come out with the win, but you never know what could happen in the best of 7 series, that's the thing. So I think we're just going to hop straight into it. We'll just tell the teams to get themselves going, and yeah, we'll just see how this series goes. It's going to be a really exciting one, Dennis, I hope, with the best times between these two teams. I could see this one going all the way, actually. So yeah, let's just see how this one will go.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll always see another Game 7. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a really close series. Of course, second against third place, it's a bit closer than the first and fourth place, like we saw. But that was close already. So let's see, can we get a Game 7, or will it be maybe a sweep? Let's see in the series.
Yes, indeed. As we're getting a bit of early pressure going, we're seeing News going to be taking this one up until the ceiling. Maybe looking for a ground finish. Perhaps it's going to take it down. As now see, don't mind me going on to the backboard. Yeast going to take it out to the side. So we're going to see if he can get a center here. Val's chasing this one down. Going to try and make a center potentially. Gets a second touch on it. And don't mind me. A bit of a mistouch there. Galactic going to put it into the bottom corner. And it's already the first goal for TT Paradigm here.
Yeah, it looked like the defenders were struggling a bit on the back row. Galactic had a free shot as well. Good placement as well in the bottom right corner. But it looked like Mega and Frislem were just kind of struggling on the back row. But after only 32 seconds, it's already a 1-0 lead for TT Paradigm.
Yeah, 1-0 lead already with only 30 seconds gone. Very early start for TT Paradigm. Perhaps what we all expected, but We will hope to see GC Pop maybe getting back into it. They've had some chances themselves, so let's see how they'll manage it. And it's Domain looking to get this one down the field. Val's going to be on this one, getting it back down the field. Now Macau going to have to make a clearance here. Great read on it, but it's right to Galactic. But what a touch by Frizzle getting this one out. It's now Yeast taking control of it. Going to try and get this one into the center perhaps. Galactic looking to maybe get onto this one. He's waiting very patiently for it, as this one is just blasted out in the way. So now see Val's can't land contact on that ball. Frizzle's going to try to take control of it. Don't mind me in the middle, but too hard of a touch there, and does give the ball back over to TT Paradigm. It's what a flip from Yeast. He's got open net. Going to put that one through. Great solo effort, and it's the second goal now for TT Paradigm.
Yeah, great solo play, but I think Macau just pushed up way too early there. Should have waited in the third, but nevertheless, it's still a good shot from Yeast, just flicking it over the last man. And in the end, it's the second goal of TT Paradigm. Great start for them in this series. So yeah, expecting a lot from them in this series still.
Yeah, indeed. Just an excellent start. And just to say that, how did that not go in? Macau, unfortunate, shooting that one off the post, and the rebound not going in his favor either. That could have been what would get them into this game, but nevertheless, it's now Galactic is blasting it high. Macau is missing that one, and oh dear, you hate to see it there. There's one small mistake, and it's the third goal here for Galactic. Just an unlikely goal going in here.
Yeah, those mistakes can't happen in playoffs. You just can't let those balls just go in, just whiffing the balls. And in the end, it will be the third for TT Paradigm. It's an easy goal for TT Paradigm, but definitely the GC Pop. Yeah, they're not having a good start. But as I say that, there is the first goal for them. It's Frizzly getting the first goal for GGC Pop. Of the good pass from Don't Mind Me, straight into the middle. It looked like TT Paradigm defenders were a bit slow on that. The GC Pop trying to get back into this game. Oh, of course, they were 3-0 down, but now at least they scored one back. So let's see if they can get at least two more back, maybe win this game in the end.
Yeah, indeed. Frizzle, just what a shot there. Great speed on it, and Don't Mind Me as well. An excellent touch into the center, and that's them getting themselves on the boards here, but they're having a bit of a struggle again. Macau getting this one out to the side, as we now see Frizzle getting this one into the side walls, trying to take control of this. Maybe look to get a flick, get past one at least. And now Macau and Frizzle bumping into each other, and Frizzle taken out of the game. Now Don't Mind Me contesting this one. Moving Macau with not much boost, looking to center it, but no one's there to receive it. It allows Yeast a free banger down the field. Off the backboards, the shot potentially coming in. Galactic tried to get under, but will be out to the side. It's now Macau. Look to beat out Val's. Can maybe go for a second touch, but Val's looking to just take control of it. Yeast now turning onto this, but turned a little bit too wide on it. It will not matter as Galactic will be taking it. Now he's looking for a center. Here comes Val's. Macau though. Great block on that one as Yeast now taking control of it. Looking to make a center potentially. Trying to chase down Frizzle, actually get him off the ball. But yeah, 2 minutes gone here. It just seems like TT Paradigm just trying to take control of this game and not giving any space really to the GC Pop. Every time they have a chance to get on the attack, they just shut it down at the midfield line most of the time. This is like TT Paradigm looking very comfortable in this match so far.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, they were 3-0 down very early in this game, and since that looked like they're just getting some control. Of course, the GC Pop scored one after, but now it's just it's still TT Paradigm giving some pressure to the GC Pop. They're still a bit of the better side here, taking control of this game. They don't have to score. It's still 1.5 minutes left, and I think if they just control their net now, if they don't let any goals happen, then then you gotta respect that. They don't have to score any goals either. Just play out the game, and in the end, a very first important win is is always nice to have that. Of course, when you're 3-0 up, you don't want to lose it anymore. So it looks like TT Paradigm are just gonna control this game from now on. In the upcoming 1 minute remaining in this game, and yeah, it will be hard for GC Pop to still score this game.
Yeah, indeed, and it's just because TT Paradigm are playing incredibly solid at the moment, and not giving anything up to GC Pop. And you say they don't need to score anymore. It's an okay mentality to have as long as you're generally playing the same way you were before, and it's good. They're not giving any space really to GC Pop, and just just playing really solid, and that's what you really need from it. But of course, they are still going for some chances. If they see one arise, they might as well go for it. Just try to score more goals, extend the lead, but really, they don't need to do much. Just, play solid and not let your opposition have anything, and you should be fine. It's just 20 seconds 2-goal lead still, and it looks like TT Paradigm will be having this first game. It's just killing time now, just trying to close this game out, and it will really do it. And it's just the way we expect the series to open up here. TT Paradigm, the favourites in the series, getting a very convincing first game win despite conceding 1 goal. Apart from that, you know, shut out the JC Pop almost completely. So very well played to the TT Paradigm side.
Yeah, well played to TT Paradigm. Good game from their end, and in the end, it was just those mistakes from GC Pop that costed them this game here in game 1. Of course, it's a best of 7, so you know you still have a lot of games to play. So it's still they don't have to get a mentality that they can't win, because if next game can be their game if they just be a bit more faster, a bit more mechanical. We saw a good goal from them after they were 3-0 down, but yeah, they have the capability to win this game, win this series, but they have to, you know, pick up the speed a bit and, you know, don't let those waves happen like we saw. I think it was in the second or third goal. So yeah, definitely still everything to play for TT Paradigm. Got the first game, but it definitely everything can happen. GC Pop are still, you know, in the race. It's only 1 game, and I think they can still make it happen to, you know, still beat Paradigm here.
Yes, indeed. So we'll have to see how the GC Pop side will go. We're just having to reset the server. The servers have been really mean to us today. I think that's probably the 3rd time today that the servers have gone down for maintenance. So we'll just quickly get it restarted and get the players back into the game. But yeah, we mentioned about how well, you know, TT Paradigm playing that first game, but the GC Pop, they don't want to get too down on themselves because they have the capability to come back into it. You know, you just got to try figure out a way to push back, you know, break down their opposition actually, really. Because TT Paradigm, they're just playing incredibly solid. They've got clean rotations, know what's up, know what each other are doing, and you know, they have a clear game plan going into this. Whereas with the opposite side, you know, the GC Pop, you know, really they really just got to try find a way through, really, and you know, maybe go for more of those passing plays. And of course, just be a lot more consistent in the way they play, and maybe they can do better in this game. You never know. So we'll have to see how they'll manage it. TT Paradigm have this series advantage. A very solid first game for them. GC Pop really got to step things up going into game 2 of the series. As they get kicked off, it is Yeast off the backboard, getting it over to Vals. He actually misses that touch. There could be a chance here for the GC Pop as Frizzle with a high touch. It is dropping down, but no one there for Macau. Understandably staying back, but a bit too much speed going for that ball actually, and allows TT Paradigm to push up perhaps. So Yeast getting a touch into the centre. He's still got a bit of possession to work with. That flick, not much power on it. It won't amount to much, but that bump could cause a bit of trouble for the side of GC Pop. But they got a bit of spaces now. A good touch out to the sidewall from Frizzle into Domain maybe. Couldn't get anything out of it. So we're seeing Galactic and Yeast both down the side of the field. Here comes Yeast for a potential chance. He doesn't manage to block that one. Then Macau puts it over to Don't Mind Me. He puts it over to the side again. Could go for a second touch maybe. Perhaps an infield pass. He gets it into the box for Frizzle, but what a save from Yeast. Just diving across, getting that one away. Now Yeast bringing it to the center. Here comes Galactic. What a touch into the corner. Looking for a second one maybe. These are for Vals with Frizzle. Great speed on that. And looks to be an open net actually. The Yeast rotates back in time. And so far in this game, Dennis, looks to be a bit even. Both teams having some shots at each other. Looks like GC Pop could maybe be making this game a lot more competitive now.
Yeah, definitely. We saw some shots already from GC Pop. They're really back in the series. Of course, last game we saw 3 early goals from TT Paradigm, but looks like now, as you see, attempt for a double tap. But you know, GC Pop, they are back into the series. They're really doing a great job until now, but they still don't have a goal. But definitely, if they play like they're doing right now, I think we can really see a lot more goals. And just 1 goal, like we saw last game. But still, TT Paradigm is not a side to underestimate. They're still really clean. And as we see, a great demo in the goal of GC Pop will be the first goal for TT Paradigm in this game. As we saw, he is going for the demo on Macau and Galactic just with an easy finish. No one in the net anymore. That's the first goal for TT Paradigm. And as I said, it's just TT Paradigm playing really solid. And you know, also this Bob is just something, yeah, it's something you have to master. You have to be in a team for pretty long to just trust your teammates who finish that, so you can go for the demo. So yeah, really good teamwork from the TT Paradigm side. And GC Pop still are again in the losing side here, so they gotta get out of defense now, trying to get some goals, and trying to get this game theirs, because you don't want to get 2-0 down in games already early on in the series.
Yes, indeed. And we got to mention that demo as well there. Demo plays can work so effectively well. We saw it in the last series, some demo plays granting some goals, and yeah, it's just taking out that defender in the net and no one's available to rotate back, and you just get that shot on net. And it's a very well played from TT Paradigm, but it looks to be the GC Pop actually getting some pretty threatening shots. Here comes McCarrot again off the backboard, but it should be easy for Yeast taking control of this. I just like the way he's playing though, very controlled in the way he's playing, and has allowed a lot of possession for the side of TT Paradigm as Galactic gets the second goal on the board, winning this one off the corner wall, and it's just TT Paradigm continuing on the scoring spree here.
Yeah, last game we already saw 2 goals from Galactic, and now he has his second on his name as well. He's really the scorer for TT Paradigm, and again, it's a great start for TT Paradigm and Galactic for the second time in this game, and I think for the 4th time in the series already. Only in game 2, it's he's on the scoreboard, but it's still 2 minutes in this game, so GC Pop still have much time left to score some goals. But it's really hard to beat the Paradigm side, as we just see a good shot. But yeah, it's TT Paradigm with the clean rotations, and now the ball falls in. Vols finally here gets, I think, his first goal of the series. I think from a pinch it was with Don't Mind Me. Yes, it is. Just getting into the top corner. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. And again, it's GC Pop going down here with a 3-0.
Yeah, just the great stuff there from Vols, just like diving himself at that ball there and pinching it with Don't Mind Me, and it just goes straight into the net. Maybe some could consider that a little bit lucky, but yeah, just to throw yourself the ball there, the confidence to go for that play, just incredible for him. And that's Yeast almost at the 4th goal for TT Paradigm, but will not amount to anything. And it's just a 3-0 lead in there for TT Paradigm, really showing what they're capable of. Let's see, Frizzle trying to get one back potentially, but no boost to work with. So Macau has to take this one back. Look at this, put it over his own net. And maybe start a play again. Galactic free jumping for that. As now Vols getting a block on it. And will be Yeast up for it against Frizzle, but Frizzle will get to that. As now see Galactic looking for a little bit of a boomer. Yeast, I know he's going to definitely go for that touch. The Galactic tries to get a center, but couldn't just get a powerful touch on the ball. So Frizzle popping it high. We Don't Mind Me into the corner. Looking to maybe set up a pass here as Frizzle does get a piece of it, and now with 0 boost, looking for a center away from Macau to get into the middle, but he actually blocks him off. Bit unfortunate there, at least trying to string together a play. That Frizzle to get into that corner. Well, we Don't Mind Me getting a contest on that. Looking for that center, here comes Macau, looking for a shot, but he just can't find an angle onto the net. As obviously Don't Mind Me keeping this pressure up, but really TT Paradigm look comfortable. They're, letting GC Pop almost have a lot of these shots because they know they can save them. And with 30 seconds left, looks like another very solid game here for TT Paradigm as they try to score one more. Galactic nearly had it, but oh my, TT Paradigm just looking really confident in this game. Another 3-0 win. You just love to see it from them.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job in this series so far. A really good start of the series, really what they hoped it would go. But still, people who just tuned in last series, we saw the same situation. Then it was a Brutal Base getting into the lead with 2 games. And in the end, it was just Ascension Helios coming back. In the end, it went to game 7. So still, everything to play for GC Pop. They, they came back a bit better, but still, it just mistakes in defense that costed them this game as well. And TT Paradigm just playing really clean rotations, and in the end, just really good team play. So yeah, they're doing a good job. If they can keep it up, I think we can see a sweep here. But still, GC Pop, they have made playoffs, so you can't just underestimate them. They have made that 3rd place spot. So yeah, still everything to play for here in this game 3 that's about to come up. TT Paradigm in the lead with 2 games now, about maybe to clean sweep, but you never know. Of course, it's still Division 4 playoffs. Everyone here wants to get that win here, going into the playoffs final, facing Ascension Helios. So yeah, everything to play for TT Paradigm. Maybe on the verge of going into a match point. We'll have to see in this best of 7. So game 3 about to go underway between TT Paradigm and the GC Pop.
Yeah, I'll have to say the GC Pop can bring it back. As you mentioned in that last series, the Ascension Helios, they were the ones that went 2-0 down, but they ended up winning that series. I don't know if I can say the same here though, because really the GC Pop haven't shown me anything of what they're capable of. So we'll have to see if they can bring something out of the gates here. It's not looking good for them so far. It's a bit of a struggle defense, but don't mind me. At least trying to get a chance going. A very powerful pass into the center. Macau though, that one going well wide of the net. As Evolve's taking this one out. Galactic going to try going for that, but great interception by Frizzle. Then Macau trying to get to it again, but that's going to be an awkward backboard. It looks to be Yeast trying to get a shot, but don't mind me will ensure that gets out to the side as their Frizzle gets a touch out. Another shot on net. Don't mind me again going to be onto that one. Galactic popping it high. As I see Macau. Yeast going to get a challenge on that. Now Vols with a shot on net. No one in the net. And already it's the first goal here for TT Paradigm. That's keeping the momentum rolling.
Yeah, a good turn from Yeast leading to an assist. A good shot from Vels into the open net. It was the GC Pop defense that were a bit slow there. Yeah, in the end it was it was a good shot from Vels. TT Paradigm in the lead very quickly again. Really the dominant side there so far in this series. About to get themselves a win here in Game 3. That would be really important for them, getting themselves into match point. Then everything GC Pop can do is reverse sweeping to get themselves into the final. But still, Game 3 hasn't been played yet. It's Frizzly getting a goal here. A miss from Yeast. Galactic can't control the ball really. And in the end, the equalizer is there, and GC Pop are back in the game.
Yeah, finally they do score. They've had a long drought, but it is Frizzle there. Just bang that one into the net. And so GC Pop looking to make this game a little bit more competitive perhaps, but they've got a really tall task because TT Paradigm not going to give up so easily, even after one goal. As I see Yeast going for that, and the defense is just not there. Yeast diving at that ball and getting it into the net. And it's now 2-1 for them, responding super quickly to that.
Yeah, quick response from the TT Paradigm side. Really well done by them. No one in net from the kickoff there. There should have been one in the net, but there wasn't. Easy goal for TT Paradigm. And again, they're in the lead here. Just 1.5 minute played. But yeah, still everything to play for. A lot of time still in this Game 3 for GC Pop to get back into this game. So yeah, TT Paradigm, they can't just show in the chairs now. They still have to maybe score some more goals or at least get the clean sheet still. But yeah, now it is, oh, that's a good fake. But yeah, in the end, no goal. GC Pop, they have to push out now. They can't just let more goals happen into their net. And TT Paradigm, they're making the game so far. And yeah, I can't see it change, to be fair.
Yeah, indeed. As we do see another shot going towards the Yeast will get to the side, but yeah, TT Paradigm imagines they keep on going whilst I would imagine they would want to go for some more goals here because 2-1, it's not exactly that safe. Once you're at 3-1, you got that safety cushion. So they want to push on for more. Do not give GC Pop any space because they can score. They're not a team to sleep on after all. They've maybe not shown their true selves, but they're in the playoffs for a reason, and they do have managed to get a couple goals on the board so far. So TT Paradigm just can't chill back just yet. Got to keep on pushing on because they need to earn this win. As we do see Frizzle trying to get onto that, looking to put this ball into the centre, following up himself. He's got a shot on net. Vols just getting to it, and it will be placed out. As now see Frizzle putting it into the centre again. Vols going to be up for that one. As now see Galactic getting it out to the side. Now Yeast push this one down the field, getting it into the box. No one's there on it on the side of the GC Pop. Now Frizzle going to take it out. Now Vols just waiting back. A bit of a weak touch. Frizzle looking for a centre. Now Galactic with a demo will relieve a bit of that pressure as now Galactic looks to place it back into the centre. A brilliant touch, but Vols cannot reach that one. As I see, don't mind me. Into the sidewall, looking to make a centre. Here comes Galactic Mikado with a shot into the top left. Excellent placement, and that is the equaliser here for the side of the GC Pop.
Yeah, Maxwell just rushing into the ball. Galactic did not expect that at all, and it ends up being top bins as well. Great shot for Maxwell getting back into this game. Again, an equalizer for them. And now it's still everything to play for. And yeah, TT Paradigm, of course, they have been a bit a better side here so far. But still, GC Pop just shows that they can't get beaten that easily again. It's 2-2 now. It's not 3-0 like we saw the last games. They're doing a better job throughout this series, but still, they haven't got a win yet. They need to win this game, or otherwise it will be TT Paradigm in match point. But definitely, so far, it looks much better than last games.
Yeah, exactly. As it's all tied up, anyone's game at the moment is Yeast. He's taking this one all by himself down the field, looking for another touch, but Frizzle will be there, as we now see Balls trying to get to it, but he's pumped off the ball by Galactic. He's pumped again, he's just getting thrown around a bit. So Yeast trying to go for a shot wider than that. 1 minute left, as now we see Domain May trying to take this one down the field. Looks like Vol's going to get onto this one. Can't actually read this properly though, and he will need to get Galactic onto this one. The Galactic taking it down the field, trying to force a 50 there. Frizz will touch it high as a Vol's trying to go for it. Looks to make a center potentially, but Frizz will get it out. As a Yeast forced to 50, don't mind me, it's going to be there. But some extended pressure from TT Paradigm. Could result in a goal eventually. Galactic can't find that second touch to get into the net. So Vols with a light touch there. Frizz going to take this one. It's now going to keep on going into the center. A bit awkward here for the TT Paradigm side, but Vols getting it out, but McChow looking to get it out again. As I see Yeast dangerously into the middle, Galactic going to take it out. Really off of TT Paradigm, they're under so much pressure. They really need to get this ball out, or at least delay enough for overtime. As Yeast up for it again, good read by him. As I see Machar again, trying to get into the middle, but Yeast another great interception. So Vol's trying to boom it down the field, but this one should touch before the line. Don't will clear it just for that safety. And it will touch the ground. Overtime in the third game.
Yeah, good game so far. And yeah, every time it was a GC Pop coming back from a goal from TT Paradigm, but now it is overtime, it is golden goal, and definitely GC Pop can't lose this game, so they have to give everything in this overtime to secure themselves at least the game here. But yeah, TT Paradigm, they have had some pressure so far in this game, so it's gonna be really hard for GC Pop to get out of that. But yeah, it's still GC Pop. They need to get some chances. They need to create some chances. And in the end, just win this game. Because if they do not, it's going to be a really hard task in this series so far.
Yeah, exactly. But as we say, oh my god, Frizzle will be getting the dunk on Vols. And there we go, Dennis. The JC Pop, you know, we didn't think it was really possible, but they finally get themselves the game on the board. And it is Frizz who's really done a lot for the JC Pop in this series. And there we are, 2-1 here in the series now.
Yeah, in the end it was overtime, going in favor of GC Pop. A good dunk for Frizzle, and in the end it's 2-1 now. GC Pop fighting back, and yeah, it's about to get a great series now. GC Pop fighting back. We won't see a clean sweep for TT Paradigm. Maybe GC Pop will fight back in the end, going maybe 4-2. Well, we'll see, but definitely it shows that GC Pop, they can beat TT Paradigm. They can beat the clean rotations, the clean shots. In the end, just the clean offense and defense from TT Paradigm. So if they can keep it up like that, and this time it wasn't overtime, but the first two games, GC Pop got beaten with like 3-0 and 3-1. This game was much better. So if we can just see something like that here in game 4, I'm expecting to see, you know, a really good GC Pop side and a really interesting series.
Yeah, indeed. So they've at least forced themselves with, you know, to not be swept in this series. That's a good thing. Got at least a game on the board, but now they've got to win the next 2 games in a row. Seems a little bit similar to what the last series was. You know, essentially Helios, they had to do that themselves. They were the ones that were 2-0 down, then got a game on the board and nearly got themselves, you know, 4 game wins in a row. And ended up going to game 7. So maybe it could be the same here. You never know. The GC Pop finally showing up, getting themselves into the series, but. Yeah, I did see TT Paradigm, despite, you know, them playing really solid, they started to panic a little bit in the last bit, and they were under so much pressure and really had a hard time getting rid of it. So we'll have to see how we'll go in this game. It's a bit back and forth to begin with. You see Yeast looking to get it down the field. Vols in the box. What a doink, but it's onto the backboard right there. A little bit lower, and that would have been in for sure. As now Galactic got a bit of pressure here. 2 defenders on the ball there. Yeast trying to find an angle into the net. Vols, though, all to do, but the shot is well wide as Yeast is trying to get it back into Galactic again. And now it could be an open net here. Yeast trying to get it, but Frizzle back just in time and will save the GC Pop. The Vols missing that one. Galactic having to get this one out. And to see, don't mind me, onto this one. Trying to get it into the middle. Vols intercepting it. Now Galactic looking to recenter it again, but it's just a light touch. And again with this game, it's looking really even so far. You can just see how the GC Pop are starting to match up to TT Paradigm now, and it could make for a really more interesting series. That's another shot on net, but both teams really having their chances at each other, and really could make for a really interesting series going forward.
Yeah, definitely. GC Pop are just progressing throughout this series. Really good to see from them. Not getting clean swept at least, but they're getting back a bit into this series now. This game, they don't get dominated either, though the pressure is still a bit for the TT Paradigm side. They're doing quite a good job, but now it's just GC Pop in the offense, trying to get the goal, trying to create a good chance to be dangerous in the side of TT Paradigm. So far, a goalless game, but we saw some chances already. And I think it's not going to end in a 0-0 here.
Yeah, indeed. But I think it's going to remain at a stalemate for quite some time. Both these teams starting to match up to each other's level. So it could turn into a situation where we're having some, one goal, maybe 2-goal games. As that is another chance here. The GC Pop got a little bit of that pressure on attack, but it's going to be alleviated really quickly as we see Yeast take this one down the field. Val's putting it into the corner, trying to center it. As Yeast getting a pop there. Val's now putting it onto the backward into the middle for Galactic, trying for the finisher. It's flowing in front of the net, but don't mind me, we'll get it out. The Vals can't reach that one with his limited boost, and now going back on the other end, it looks to be the GC Pop getting himself a chance in front of the net, and there is McChow to be finishing that one off. Don't mind me, just delivering the ball to him, and that's finally the tie broken. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, two players from TT Paradigm going for the ball, and the Galactic was just too slow to get a clear from that. And it's McChow getting the first goal of this game 4. So yeah, good to see GC Pop scoring it first goal. Maybe the underdogs. So yeah, it's good to see them being in offense now, getting some pressure, and yeah, just a really good game for them so far. But still, a lot of time to play for TT Paradigm. Are still a really good side. So if GC Pop can keep this up, I think they can win this game. But though they still have to keep it up, and TT Paradigm, they had some pressure as well. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting how this game will turn out.
Yeah, indeed, and what a play here from the TT Paradigm side. We're going to take a look at this again. Yeast just taking it himself, uncontested, puts up the backboard, and Galactic just has an easy time getting this one back into the net. So very well played from TT Paradigm, answering back quickly with a quality play of their own.
Yeah, definitely, and this is a quick response already. It's just, again, it's TT Paradigm. If they get scored on, it looks like they always just respond very quickly from that. That's really something good. And now to just keep on going with the offenses. So yeah, it's a really hard time for GC Pop right now, but maybe they can get out of it and get some goals on their side as well. But it's so far it looks like TT Paradigm are coming back. They were 1-0 down, but now they're just getting some pressure and just some shots. But yeah, it can go anyway. And as I say that, it is Don't Mind Me. Second goal here for the GC Pop. Looks like they're going away with this game for still 1 minute to play for. Don't Mind Me with a great shot getting the 2-1 here. Again, just a fairly quick response from the GC Pop. And yeah, still everything to play for. It's GC Pop leading with 1 goal. And yeah, everything can happen here in this game 4.
Yeah, indeed. What a shot there from Don't Mind Me. But now this could be another chance here for TT Paradigm. Yeast has an open net, but what a save from Don't Mind Me. Having an incredible performance in this game in particular. As you see, Galactic trying to take control of this. Just maybe looking for Yeast to take the ball off of him, but now it's going to be really awkward for them as it could be another shooting chance. Galactic has to block this one. The ball's coming across and it will be bouncing out into the midfield. As you see, Galactic just trying to get a touch on the ball, getting it down to Vals. Now out into the sides. Now Galactic boosted up, looking to get a chance going here. Yeast with a shooting chance, just not going on net there. As now Val's looking to maybe get onto this one. Looking to make a centre maybe. Frizz will be onto it. Now let's take possession. And Galactic intercepting that one. It's off the post and Vals cannot finish it. There's still a chance for TT Paradigm as McChow does get it out though. And Vals are looking for that clearance and a golden chance there for TT Paradigm. Slips from their grasp. Looks like this ball will be touching the floor. The GC Pop tie up the series. And really, I'm impressed by how they've managed to claw their way back into the series. Just, adapting so well to their opponents. And now, 2-2, they're looking pretty good and dangerous going into the rest of this match.
Definitely, GC Pop are really coming back in this series. They were 2-0 down in games, but now it's 2-0. Yeah, it was really unlucky for TT Paradigm in this game. Of course, in the last 10 seconds, they had a chance. They just shot twice on the same post, leading to not going into overtime in this game. But yeah, GC Pop, they've done quite a good performance. Accuracy is pretty good, and TT Paradigm really got to work on that. And it looks like when TT Paradigm gets pressured, it looks like they're just panicking a bit. When they're in defense, they don't really know what to do. They don't really know how to clear the ball out. And definitely, that's something that GG Pop has done well in this game. Going forward, when they saw TT Paradigm defense just struggling a bit, they just rushed into the ball in the end, making a goal out of that. So yeah, that's really well done by the GC Pop, and definitely they're back in the series. And still everything to play for. 2-2, we're about to get into game 5, and TT Paradigm, it's they're quite maybe under the pressure now, but I still think they can come back here. GC Pop, they have a bit of momentum, so yeah, interesting to see how game 5 will turn out.
Yeah, going 5 is going to be really important for both these teams. GC Pop, they've gained some momentum in this series, but TT Paradigm aren't out of it yet because both those last 2 games were insanely close, really, being decided by 1 goal in both those games. So I think it's still within the realms of possibility for TT Paradigm to bring themselves with a win in this series. But the GC Pop definitely making it interesting. Really, it's difficult to predict who will be winning this. So we're getting on to game 5, Neo Tokyo. Let's see who will be moving on to match point in this series. As we are kicking things off, this will be Frizzle with a huge win on that kickoff, and Galactic with a really dangerous touch into the center, but Yeast will get a piece of it and get it away to safety. Now Galactic onto it. Chow taking it high. But we don't mind me trying to contest this one. Obviously, Frizzle getting this one into the middle, but ultimately gives possession away to the TT Paradigm side. As McJar has to get to this one. A light touch, very dangerous for the net. Forces 2 of his other defenders to go out, and now Yeast with a light shot towards the opposing half. Let's see Frizzle trying against the centre. Val's having to make a stop on that one. There's the Yeast picking this one up. What can he do with it? It doesn't seem to be much. McJar just closes down the space. Let's see Val's up for it. Onto the sidewall. See Frizz putting it into the middle. Yeast now winning this one. McJar going to get into the centre. That's he's taking one of the other players out of the game, but it will not matter much. Obviously, don't mind me getting that one into the corner. I think Frizz was trying to get a more powerful centre into the middle, make it a bit more unpredictable for the defenders. But a minute in, then there's nothing really to comment on, really. There's both these teams back and forth action, really. They're trying to feel each other out again, and it's only a matter of time before this first goal can go in. But the thing is, you can't predict when it will, because both these teams just seem to be matching each other's level at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what we've seen, in this series. We saw 2 dominant games from TT Paradigm, and then just 2 close games from TGC Pop winning that as well. But now it is, it still keeps on going close. It's still a bit of a back and forth play. Not really dangerous offense is created yet, but that can change any second. Of course, it's still a game of Rocket League, and as I say that, it's a good shot from Galactic and a good save from Don't Mind Me as well. But yeah, no goal scored yet. And we're just waiting for the first goal to score. It can be anyone's goal, to be fair. Both teams are really level to each other. That's also why it's a 2-2 series right now. And yeah, both teams really want to win this game. And right now, we're just seeing the first goal from this game 5, going in favor of TT Paradigm. Yeast with the shot, no defense there. Don't mind be a bit too slow there with going into defense. And in the end, TT Paradigm, again, we saw them quite some time already in the lead in this series so far, and now again they've done it. They're in the lead, and with 3 minutes to go, so everything can happen, but still it's a good lead for TT Paradigm.
Yeah, indeed, some good chances coming up for TT Paradigm, but as we say that, it's instantly off the kickoff. GC Pop bringing it back, and that's got to really suck if you're TT Paradigm, because he worked so hard to get that first goal, and all it took for GC Pop to score, which is that off the kickoff, no defenders in the net, and we're all tied up once again, Dennis.
Yeah, definitely. Just the correct response from GC Pop, straight from the kickoff. No defense for TT Paradigm, just pushing out of the goal a bit too much. And now we see a good passing play happen. Unfortunately for Galactic, he can't get a hit on it. But yeah, we see just TT Paradigm. They can create some good offensive pressure, good dangerous pressure. Just with the passing play we just saw, it's really good to see them being very good in offense. But still, they just gotta finish those chances. As we see now, Val's going up. They just, it seems like they have the chances. They just can't really finish it. And that's really what you need. They don't really quite have the accuracy. Well, GC Pop, if they have an offense, they just score those in the end. And in the end, that's why GC Pop maybe. Yeah, that's why they won the last 2 games maybe. Just TT Paradigm struggling in offense, and in the end, GC Pop just capitalizing on that, getting some goals. In the end, just winning those games. Now you're in game 5. If GC Pop wins this, they're on the match point. So will TT Paradigm. So yeah, everything can happen still.
Yeah, indeed. And when we talk about the offensive capabilities of TT Paradigm, they've not really got that many problems of finding those chances, but it's capitalizing on them because they have a lot of shots that are just going wide or they're being saved. And so really the chances just aren't convincing enough. They got to try to find those infield passes, maybe go the extra mile, throwing a bit of flair into those plays you're making and just throw off the defense. Because right now, with TT Paradigm, you're being way too predictable, you know, because they know GC Pop, if you have the ball, you just go straight for a shot, and they know that they can probably read it, 9 times out of 10. So, as you see, into this final minute, still all tied up. Anyone's game at the moment. There's a little bit of pressure coming out for the GC Pop as Val's getting it out, and it's only one man back. But Frizzle, great decision just to push that and allow a bit of time for teams to respawn. And as I say it does pay off that aggressive play as Frizzle, all by himself, manages to get this going. Would the hell don't mind me as well, actually just dropping it lovely down into him, and now they've got the lead going into this final minute.
Yeah, there's a brilliant pass there from Don't Mind Me, getting it into Frizzle. Frizzle with a good finish in the end as well. And with 1 minute remaining, is now TT Paradigm under the pressure. They have to score now, and GC Pop are doing quite a good job. Now with a shot, great shot, but Yeezy with a great save as well. And yeah, now it is TT Paradigm having to push out of defense because they don't want to let GC Pop getting into that match point. And if they can't score in the upcoming 40 seconds, that will definitely happen. So, yeah, TT Paradigm, they got to push out of defense. And as I say that, they are on offense. Vel scores the equalizer here. With 36 seconds to go, Yeast getting it into... Well, it was actually Frizzle getting the ball to the side, into the middle for Vals. No defender in the goal for GC Pop. And in the end, it is TT Paradigm equalizing here. 36 seconds to go. Maybe we'll see it in overtime. But definitely, it's been a great game so far.
Yeah, it's been an amazing game. 2-2 now. TT Paradigm just getting themselves back into it with that goal. And we could be staying in overtime indeed here as Val's going up for this one. Do not want to lose this game because it means your opponents are going to be on match points. Galactic just trying to take it out. See Yeast in reverse getting a piece of it. It's now dangerous to bounce there for Val's. Really got to get contact with this one, but it's so awkward for him. Galactic though will get it out. 10 seconds. Looks to be Frizzle getting this one out. Now Galactic waiting very patiently. Just want this one to die. A dangerous center, but it will touch. Now it's overtime here in this critical 5th game, Dennis.
Yeah, it is now or never. The one who scores it goes into match point. So it's definitely not something, you should underestimate this overtime. It's really an important overtime that maybe will cost you this series. Because definitely, if you win this overtime, you have some momentum going into the next game, into game 6, the match point for your team. But yeah, it's going to be Yeast with TT Paradigm getting themselves into match point. Not long in the overtime, just 21 seconds. Galactic with the pass to Yeast. And Yeast with a brilliant shot into bottom left. 2 defenders with her as well, but he just put the ball under them. And that's a really good shot. And that will, in the end, win this game for TT Paradigm. And they're into match point going into game 6.
Yeah, just lovely stuff there from Yeast. You got a lot of placement on that, getting it past defenders. And yeah, that's them on match point. One more win for TT Paradigm, and they'll be instant finals to face Ascension Helios. But the GC Pop, they had, they put up a great fight in that game as well. They had that lead, and then TT Paradigm managed to come back in such a short space of time. So yeah, you love to see it from both these teams, with TT Paradigm just managing to edge it out, and now GC Pop got to win the next 2 in a row if they want to make the finals. TT Paradigm only have 1 more to make it, but really you can't call us going to win any of these games because both these teams will be neck and neck almost the entire series. So let's see how game 6 will pan out. We're seeing Yeast having to make an early save off of that kickoff. Will be Val's putting it into the sidewall. He's got a 1v1 against Frizzle. The Sky's to go for the shot, but you're up against Frizzle, mate. He's going to save those any day of the week. It's now Don't Mind Me. Going to have a banger down the field, and Yeast cannot reach it. And it will be the first goal for Don't Mind Me in this game.
Yeah, quick goal for the GC Pop already. A banger from Don't Mind Me over Yeast and just past Vels as well. Perfectly placed, and that's a really good shot. And that's, already a really good lead. Early on in this game 6, about, everything that GC Pop can do. is getting this series to a Game 7. That's everything that rests for them. And, well, right now they're doing a good job. They're currently in the lead, though it's very early in the game. Still, everything can happen. As we see, TT Paradigm, they're putting up the pressure now. So it's going to be really interesting. Can TT Paradigm come back here? Will it be, GC Pop taking this series to a Game 7?
We'll have to see, really. It could be it could go either way. At this rate, JC Pop looking pretty solid. They're in position, really. They have that lead. They could make it to Game 7, but TT Paradigm, they've shown what they're capable of coming back into these games. And so we'll see if they can bring themselves back. 4 minutes to do so, plenty of time. Let's see if they can do it as Val's got a ball dropping Frizzle. He's been playing incredibly solid, reading that one perfectly, but it's still very dangerous here for the GC Pop. Is now Galactic getting into the center for Val's, trying to go for that backboard pass. There is Yeast. Here he comes for the shot. It's going to be just high, I think. The only way he started to get a piece of it to keep it out. Is now McShow has possession of the ball, trying to find a center, but he's getting chased down, and Yeast just removes him from the field. As now he's seeing Val's going to put this one into his own corner. Maybe looking to follow it up himself. McShow gets it into the middle. As now we see Yeast putting it over in Val's direction. It's going to be awkward. He pops it high. Yeast will read it though. Into the middle for Galactic. And he's going to go for that shot just wide. Here comes the follow-up though. But don't mind me. Will it clear that out? And McChow will secure the clear. As now Yeast, another shot on net. No one's in there. Frizzle has to rotate back to get it. And it's looking pretty intense here. TT Paradigm, a long spell on offense there. But finally, the JC Pop break out. And this goes to show how much TT Paradigm have been struggling to get chances, because they do get those opportunities, but the shot accuracy not good enough for them. And really, you got to start getting those shots on target if they want to get a win here.
Yeah, definitely, and that's pretty much been the story for TT Paradigm in this series so far. They have the shots, they have the offensive pressure, but they just can't convert the shots into goals, and that's really what you gotta do here. They have 4 shots, 0 goals though. Oh, we see GC Pop with 1 shot less, 3 shots and 1 goal. It's pretty much GC Pop, just some good defense as well, but in the end, TT Paradigm, they have the ability to get some goals on their side, but in the end, just those shots are just a bit of target, and in the end, that leads to just not scoring goals. And the end, now it is they still have a game in hand, TT Paradigm, but they really do not want to let this series go to a Game 7, because maybe then they get a bit nervous. Maybe their shot accuracy will be even worse then, and GC Pop will have some momentum then. But yeah, we just have to see. It's still really close here. TT Paradigm getting some shots, getting some pressure on the GC Pop side, and definitely an intense game so far.
Yes, indeed. That's another very dangerous shot by Frizzle going towards the net. I got to credit him. He's been an absolute star on the side of the GC Pop. Forced the 2 defenders up for that. Minute 40 left. Don't mind me now with another shot on net. Top bins. This man's been on fire on the attack. And he's getting a second goal here. Looking to get the GC Pop into that 7th game.
Yeah, don't mind me, on fire in this Game 6. That's a great shot from him again. After the first goal, he had a great shot. Now he has a great shot again in end. And there it is. 2-0 it is for GC Pop. And yeah, good to see them being here, about to get into Game 7. Pretty much the same that happened into last series, where also TT Paradigm, well, back then it was Brutal Base. We're 2-0 up, but then Ascension Heroes came back, pushed it into Game 7, and then Ascension Heroes, being the underdogs, in the end won it in Game 7, and now it is GC Pop. They are here, Game 6. They are on the lead. If they keep this up with just this roughly 1 minute still to play, then they are going into Game 7. Maybe bring that momentum in Game 7, winning it as well. Well, they still have to win this one. It's still not played. 1 minute it is still for TT Paradigm. If they score twice and win the overtime, it is series done and dusted, and they will join Ascension Heroes in the final. But yeah, you're not gonna get there if you play like that. If you have some defense like that, Macho will get an easy goal through both defenders. Yeah, that's not a great defense on the TT Paradigm side.
God, that's just almost shocking, really. But yes, with the back foot, maybe you could call that unfortunate. And I think Galactic can't really blame him too much for that. He was expecting Yeast to get a touch there, but really, in my opinion, Yeast should be leaving that. Galactic should calm off a bit and say, look, I got it. He's got much better angle on the ball, can take control of that, and it just causes an absolute disaster on defense. As it's now 3-0 here for GC Pop, looking very strong going into the 7th game. As he's just trying to salvage anything he can. One more shot on that, he will send one through. At least as a consolation goal, can maybe gives us a spring of hope going into the 7th game.
And at least they got the goal here. He's with just a decent shot past the last defender. 29 seconds to go. They pretty much need 2 kickoffs to send this game to an overtime. And TT Paradigm, they have the ability to get some chances. And if they just can score now, if they can get 2 chances, then maybe they can still win this game 6. Though TC Pop just has a good demo. And then in the end, just clears it out. It looks like this game will go to GC Pop, and we will be seeing a game 7 then. So it's really interesting to see how that game 7 will go. And then it will be, of course, the underdogs against, people or the team that we expected to win. Just a bit like the last series, where we see the second goal for TT Paradigm. If they get a kickoff goal now, they can maybe win this game still, at least getting into overtime. But yeah, Val's with a good shot. Making only 1 goal difference here with 2 seconds left. So yeah, let's see if TT Paradigm can actually get a kickoff goal here.
Yeah, let's see. It is entirely possible, though extremely unlikely. And Frizzle's making sure it will not happen. Actually, it's bouncing high, so maybe, just maybe, it could be possible. Frizzle's saying, no chance, mate. And this one will surely touch the ground. It's out of reach. And here we go. Game 7 in our 2nd semi-final. Super exciting series so far. GC Pop, I'm, again, super impressed by how they've grown into the series. And that's the TT Paradigm. But it's still, the last, I think, 4 games have been decided by a single goal. So both these teams very closely matched. And really, Dennis, I can't call who's going to win this next game. Either one can take it. You just got to show up and win. The next 5 minutes are going to be everything for both these guys.
Definitely, it's do or die for both teams. It's the 14th game in 2 series. Just that shows how close the top 4 of Division 4 is. 14th game, 2nd game 7. We're about to see here. 2nd semi-final, 2nd game 7. So it's just great how close Division 4 can be, how competitive Division 4 can be. And it can go anyway here. GC Pop, they have had a good game. Last game, winning it, in the end 3-2, just taking it to their side after being 3-0 up. But now it is TT Paradigm. They really do not want to lose it. It's their second chance to still win this series. They were 3-2 up. Now it's 3-0. And, GC Pop definitely will try to get this series to their hands, being the underdogs. But still, everything can happen. Game 7 it is. And, both teams really equal to each other. So let's see how this turns out.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it will turn out. As we are seeing, don't mind me, he's going to try to put this one into the center for his team. Galactic have a bit of trouble reading that one, and now it could be a shooting chance, but Yeast will be there. Getting over to Galactic, great vision there, and trying to get a boomer down to Frizzle. Will be back in defense, ready to receive it. As now Vols trying to get a block there. It's going to be well wide in net. Yeast going to be going after this one, trying to take it over McChow, but he just bumps him away. The Galactic up for this one onto the back wall. Here comes Vols looking for a shooting chance, but will go just over the net. Now, don't mind me trying to get possession of this. Yeast misreads that, but Galactic has a shooting chance just wide. And what a read by Frizzle as well. Vols, Galactic actually takes it off of him. A bit of a questionable choice, and it will give a free ball over to the side of GC Pop. As I see Galactic, and take this one to the skies. Looking to get this one into the corner. Now he's looking for that centre potentially. Frizzle misses it. It could be dangerous, but no one's on it for the TT Paradigm side. And Vols getting it outside, but McShow will have a free ball. A little bit of space to work with as well. He's got, don't mind me, in the centre to work with. It's trying to go for a flip reset though, but he doesn't get it. And a little bit awkward for him, and it will just grant possession back over to the opposition. Yeast getting this one into the corner, and now it could be a bit of a dangerous chance. But Frizzle going to try slow it down a little bit, and he will get it out. And so there's been a bit of a really close start to this game. What are we thinking, Because, I mean, I can't really... I still can't tell who's going to come out with a victory, because both these teams having some great chances at each other already.
Yeah, goalless game it is, but we can't really tell who is the dominant side here. Like in the beginning of this series, we saw just TT Paradigm blasting over the GC Pop, but then GC Pop just came back a little bit more, just progressing throughout this series, and now here they are just having a really close game 7 against TT Paradigm. So that's really good to see them. But yeah, everything can happen. It's GC Pop that making a really close game out of this, and TT Paradigm just trying they're just trying to get some offenses going, to get some passing plays, but it does not work out for them yet. But definitely, it's just a goalless game it is still, but I can still see some goals falling just in the later stage of this game.
Yes, indeed. Halfway through now, it's gonna have to be a late goal at that, if not overtime. Both these teams, again, so equally matched. And it's really difficult to tell who's going to come out on the top. It's just whoever manages to play at their A game in the given game. As now we see, don't mind me, with the centre of the Frizzle, and that's what you like to see. The infield passes coming out, and the GC Pop will get themselves into the lead.
And that's what we've been missing from GC Pop, like the last few games, passing plays. And there is one, don't mind me, with a passing play to Frizzle, and Frizzle with a clinical finish, getting the first goal of this Game 7. Definitely a really important goal here. The first goal of Game 7. Still roughly half time to play though, so it's not been played yet. And TT Paradigm, they have to push out. It's really now or never for TT Paradigm. They really need a goal now. They've scored some goals already in this series, and now they gotta score really soon, or in the upcoming 2 minutes. Or otherwise, it will be Game 7 going again to the underdogs of GC Pop.
Yeah, but as we said, that is an open net, and Galactic will be converting it. Just super awkward here. Don't mind me getting that save, but it goes in the complete wrong direction, and both the other defenders were not expecting it. It's just an easy open net for Galactic. He'll be scoring those every day. It's 1-1 now. This series going it down at 2 at the wire. Let's see who will come out on top.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close. Again, it's equalized, and all the players here, they have to be nervous. Just it's so close. And then Game 7, who's going to join Ascension Helios in the final? It can be any team here. And yeah, it's just little mistakes that you will be punished on in the later stage of this game now. So yeah, both teams really hoping they will not get a mistake, or that they will not make a mistake. And now it is just GC Pop trying to get some offensive pressure, and it works out quite well for them. No goal yet though, and it's still 1-1, about to get into the last minute of regular Game 7 time.
Yeah, indeed, as we are again approaching the 1 minute mark. Both these teams really battling to win this game in regulation, but this one could be going to overtime at this rate. As you see, Galactic going to try pick up this ball. It's dangerously going back to the other end, but Yeast will be picking that one up now. Just battling this one back to the field. Going for this corner read, maybe. Oh my, it was a bit of an ambitious play, but he went for it and he made a good effort at it. So it's a shot on net. Vols has to make this save just off the line. As now, don't mind me keeping this pressure going. Vols not getting onto that one. It's in front of the net. Vols just getting this one away. Half a minute. As we see Galactic getting it out to the side. We will be seeing Yeast picking this one up. What can he do with it? Doesn't seem to be much, as Don't Mind Me pops it into the ceiling. As Vols chipping it high. Here comes Yeast putting it into the middle. Don't Mind Me now popping it high. Now Yeast popping it in again, but this looks to be an overtime unless this shot can go in. Vols will put it wide. It was going wide in the net anyway, but that's another infield pass. Great stop there from Galactic, and to recognise that infield pass coming in, they seem to learn their lesson now. Again, Dennis, another Game 7 overtime in the Div 4 playoffs. One goal will decide it. The pressure's on.
Yeah, it is do or die now. Again, we get a really quick goal here for the underdogs. GC Pop will take this series and will join Ascension Helios in the final. Straight from the kickoff, it looks like it's an own goal, and I think he just instantly left the game. It's really unlucky, but in the end, again, a kickoff goal in Game 7 overtime. It's like perfectly how the first semi-final went, but this time it's GC Pop taking the series, joining Ascension Helios in the final, and we will be seeing TT Paradigm in a bit playing against Brutal Base for the 3rd place game.
Wow, how on earth? So not only have both semi-finals mirrored each other pretty much exactly, right, but heartbreak there for Yeast, the own goal there. I feel so bad for the guy because, wow, no team deserves to lose a game like that. I was expecting a bit more of that, but anticlimactic to say the least. But wow, incredible series, I must say. And I'm sad that I can't cast any more of the games today because both these matches have been so incredible, both going to Game 7 overtime. So I must say, big congrats there to GC Pop making that upset happen, and TT Paradigm, congratulations to them. They played their hearts out, and it really hurts to see them lose in such a fashion, but it's just the way it is, and they'll be playing in the 3rd place game against Brutal Base. Not what we expected, but that's just how these playoffs go. We see some incredible scenes, and yeah, what else can I say, Dennis? Wow.
Yeah, it's such an upset, this Division 4 playoffs. We will be seeing the 3rd place of League Play against the 4th place of League Play in the final of the playoffs, and we see the first against the second playing in the third place game. If that's how it can go in playoffs, it's you get a good result in league play, but you have to keep that going on in playoffs. We've seen 2 Game 7 overtimes. It can't get any closer. So yeah, it's been a great series, both of them, and yeah, we're about to get underway with the next series. Though we're going into a small break. I want to thank Stella for casting the last 2 series. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. We're 2 great series, and I think we're just going into a small break now before we will be seeing the third place game between Brutal Base and TT Paradigm. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We will see you in a bit.